morning, everyone. This is more of a special episode for me because it's my 10th episode. I don't know, just feel like I should do something for it. So thank you guys for the ones who subscribe and watch my videos. And today I want to talk about memory, but before we get into that, I just want to say that I've enjoyed doing YouTube so far, and I hope that it works out in the future and I can do more of these videos for you guys. So if anybody's watching and they want to see more of my content, go do, like, the best thing you can really do is just watch the whole video. But if you don't want to do that, like or subscribe, so that way my channel gets pushed out to more people and I get recommended to other people who might want to watch me. So yeah, today I want to talk about memory because most people often struggle with trying to keep a sharp mind on even simple tasks like trying to remember where their keys are, right? And today I wanted to try to help you out, give you a couple of tips that may help improve your memory without having to go to a doctor or take prescriptions or stuff like that, right? You can just do it for here for free on YouTube. And yeah, so my first recommendation would be to get vitamins, because vitamins are very useful for just overall health, especially when it comes to like your brain, your body, and all that. Because fun fact, your microbiome almost acts like a second brain for your body. So by feeding it good food, a lot of times your memory will actually just improve as well. Now I'm not saying you have to go look at like the best foods, but just like eat generally healthy and your mind will just improve based off of that alone, without even having to really do anything too severe or drastic in your routine. My second, obviously, would be to train your memory in some sort of way. So you have to set up a guideline for yourself to actually have your memory improve, right? Let's say like a deck of cards is really good. What you could do is, like, you ever played the matching game where you take the two cards, you have to find which ones are the matching numbers? You can do that with like the whole deck, right? So I'd say start off with like 8 or 12, so you get like, what is it, 4 or 6 pairs, and then go from there as you're able to do more and more of them, right? So let's say your limit is like 24 cards. You would note that, and then maybe like once or twice a day, you go sit yourself down, you do that kind of memory game, and then you increase the amount of cards that you can get over time. So once you're able to hit 24, go for 28. If you're able to hit 28, go for 30, so on and so forth. Oh man, sorry if I sound weird. I have a really stuffed nose recently, and it hasn't been very good, but I want to get this out since, you know, I enjoy doing this. But another thing that might help you improve your memory is exercise, because essentially, to break it down in like very simple terms, the way that people remember is often dictated by how much of their brain gets activated. And if you're somebody who is more sentient, or wait, not the right word, somebody who is more lazy, and I can't figure out the word right now, but who can't move around as much. What is a sedentary lifestyle? There you go. Okay. So if you live more like sedentary, I recommend trying to pick up at least some sort of exercise, especially cardio related, because most of athleticism is from cardio. It's not from weightlifting or yoga that much. It's more of just like running. That's what really makes like somebody turn from normal to like athletic or physically active. So I'd recommend doing some sort of walking, running, jogging, anything along those lines would work. And another tip here would be, if you want to take that route, do like 20 minutes every day of whatever it is. Make it a short amount of time so that you actually feel like doing it. It'll help out. I mean, you could try to go very disciplined route and do like, you know, half an hour to an hour a day. But I recommend incrementing it in small amounts, because most people don't have enough discipline and or willpower to try and just push through all that and actually keep it consistent. For sure, you can probably do it once or twice, but there's going to be a point where you won't feel the same because you'll be exhausted all the time. eating, we've covered exercise, and we've also covered playing memory games of some sort. The next thing would be to actually test it in real life, right? So like, yeah, the card games, the exercise, and all that's great, and it can have many other benefits as well, but the main driver for having that the capacity to remember things is test yourself in real life. What part of your life has gotten you to the point where you clicked on this video and you're asking yourself, why can't I remember things, right? Is it because you keep losing your keys at work? Is it because you can't keep track of where your water is? Or like a water bottle, right? I'll put it in front of the camera to make sure you can see. Or can you not keep track of something else like your bag, right? Things like this. That's what makes people wonder why the memory doesn't work. So in real life, when you're in that scenario where you're about to forget where something is, that is where you're being tested, right? So you have to take that test seriously if you want your memory to improve. You take that test and you'll determine, well, did I remember where it was? Oh, maybe you did, and it's right here. You grab it, boom, done. Or maybe you didn't remember. Then you can self-reflect. Well, why didn't I remember? Well, maybe it's just because I don't have a strong enough memory yet. Okay. And then you go back to the drawing board and rinse and repeat. Eventually, you won't forget anything at all. And then your memory will just improve from there. Now, obviously, the one kind of exception to this would be age, right? If you're rather old, if you're like an older person, like 50 plus, let's say, it's kind of hard to like try to improve a skill at that point, just based on the fact that genetically our bodies degrade over time, unless you're like super young, of course. But taking that into consideration, if you want to still improve your memory, you definitely can. There's nothing wrong with that. It's honestly very good, because a lot of times older people can suffer from things like dementia, Alzheimer's, and a lot of mental illnesses. And obviously, the more research comes out about the whole like metals in the brain thing, like if you ever heard about it, aluminum and stuff like that can be found in certain foods and drinks. Which can be problematic for your own health, and especially like processing and memory in your brain, because it goes like it like soaks through it's called the blood-brain barrier, which, to explain it to you biologically, it's essentially the process of your brain shielding hazardous materials from getting in, which it does very good job for most things, but some things, like when there's like microplastics or like aluminum in food, it just kind of just goes through because it's too small for the barrier to pick up and like reflect it back out, get rid of it. So I say be careful of that, because that can also really mess with somebody's memory, like in the long term. Which, if you're younger, like why would it even matter? But when you think about it, it's not like you're gonna live forever, so you might as well make the best of what you have and try to improve it from there, instead of degrading your own body to nothing. Let's see here. I mean, honestly, that's about it for memory today. But if you wish to learn anything more, I mean, just go to other people's videos. Andrew Huberman, I'm sure he has great advice on memory with one of his podcasts. Obviously, go to your doctor if you have that sort of issue and you haven't seen your doctor yet. I would recommend that being your first step before you rely on some random kid on YouTube. But besides that, I mean, yeah, thank you for watching. And if you have stuck all the way through, I'm going to ask you once again, please, to, like it, subscribe it, do something, so that way more people will be able to see who I am, and hopefully I can have the opportunity to help people out. So, yeah, with great gratitude, I am happy to make this video for you guys today, and you have a good day.